Hey everyone, it's Mike here from MCQ Bushcraft.
I'm Meg.
And we're on Expedition Jack's channel being interrogated about our move to Sweden.
What do you find the main differences are between Sweden and the UK?
Gosh.
The main differences, I should have thought that the landscape is probably
Definitely.
the biggest one for us, and
The climate.
yeah, the climate. Winter is extremely cold.
Minus
So-
30.
Yeah, I think minus 34 is the coldest we experienced.
Yes.
I was filming in that and the GoPro was wrapped in 2 or 3 wool socks, and it did actually last for 40 minutes, which was record time. But yeah, it's super cold in the winter and obviously dark, and the summer it never gets dark, so we're kind
That's a big change, isn't it?
yeah, absolutely.
And how is life with light and dark on two sides?
I guess the darkness in the winter can be quite difficult, but if you light your house well, you can get through it okay. And if you get
Yeah.
outdoors as much as possible in the light.
That's the main thing. You
Yeah.
need to get outside as much as you can. Like in the winter we ski and cross-country ski, snowboard, do husky sledding with friends, and we also did a bit of hunting and ice fishing. You just got to use the daylight you have. Take a vitamin D supplement as well,
Yeah.
and and just kind of light the house up and make it cozy, and it's okay. But it is tough, isn't it? It
Yeah.
was tough. Like
And
our
it's a bit
first
of a
year.
learning curve as well. You have to plough your drive every day when it snows.
Yeah.
And the snow can be, very high.
Yeah.
So it can take quite a long time. But
Yeah.
again, it's really good exercise for you, and it makes you get outside.
It gives you something to do, and obviously the endless daylight is great, especially if you do YouTube videos and you never run out of daylight. You just go out and it could be 9 o'clock and you can still film, you can still enjoy the nature and fish. It's great.
How have you found Sweden so far?
We've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we have really enjoyed it. It's been very challenging the first year,
Yeah.
moving to another country with no belongings, starting from afresh. That can be very challenging. Obviously, you haven't
Yeah.
got family support here. So
Yeah, we're kind of on our own apart from friends, and it does teach you a lot about yourself, and it's kind of brought us together much more in terms of the strength of our relationship. So I think it's really helped us a lot, actually. Not that we needed it, but I guess sometimes you live in your bubble and you never realise, and then you go on some crazy adventure and it teaches you something about yourself, which it has. So we're really glad we're here, and we really love the nature here.
Yeah.
And we hope that this winter will be easier than the last one.
Absolutely. And we hope our Swedish will continue improving.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pretty rubbish right now.
No, yours
isn't
is great. Mine's different. I work on my own, so I don't need to say anything to anyone.
Why Sweden? Was it always a dream of yours?
it? Yeah, I mean we've always dreamt about coming to Scandinavia.
We've been to Norway a few times,
Yeah.
and we did this in 2015. We did this trip together to Norway, and we backpacked and hiked and camped, and it was like a bit of a holiday. We never filmed
Yeah.
it. It was just like us together, and we loved it. But we thought, Sweden, the endless forests, and
The wilderness.
I used to watch Ray Mears, and he did some episodes on Sweden, and kind of just always wanted to come here, and then we got invited here in 2016 to film, on a sponsorship. And then after that we kind of just sort of fell in love with it, really, and thought, wonder what life will be like here, and took this leap of faith to come here.
Yeah, we really romanticised about it after our visit in 2016. We just always were, when things got tough in England, we were like, oh God, it would be so great to go back to Oslo and Scandinavia, and we just decided to do it, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then why so rural in Oslo, Lapland?
Rural. It is very remote here, and it takes some adjustment. If you want something, like Lixila, for example, is a 180 kilometre round drive, which is like the nearest large town. We wanted wilderness, we wanted space, and it kind of our version of freedom is like having the ability to explore and go off in the vehicle, also wild camp and just be close to nature.
Yeah.
So here felt like the right place. It's not too far north that in the winter you never get any sunlight, but it's not too far south that you don't experience like a lack of snow and winter seasons. So you're kind of like in the lower northerly part here, which I think is a nice place. You're central, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a good move for us, and
Yeah.
you know, life is pretty active in the summer and in the winter, and we've always kind of desired a bit more space. You know,
It's just nice to be able to like go out into the wilderness and just be on your own. And
Yeah.
I mean, I've always been someone who really enjoys a bit of struggle in life. Personally, like I really like kind of needing your wits to get through things. Like here you can't really buy a lot, so you have to fix a lot of things like your car and bits of the house and just little things, and it's not this culture where you just kind of replace things willy-nilly. You have to kind of just be self-reliant to a degree, and when you're out in nature you really need your bushcraft skills, your knowledge of the wilderness to kind of make that easier for you, and to be safe as well, because there are people who go out, aren't there, and they don't come back.
Nope.
You know, especially in the winter, really, mainly in the winter, because it's so harsh, you know. So
It's always good to go out with more than with a friend in the winter time, because you know,
Tell
if you
someone
fall
where you are.
Yeah, if you fall through the ice or something like that, you're in a lake and you can't get out. You're a bit stuck then, aren't you?
Yeah, you're kind of done for. The rivers are the worst, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause they're moving, but yeah, I you know, it's really nature that brought us here. Is the bottom line.
Yeah.
Is it expensive?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's really
It is
expensive.
very expensive.
So like house
Food.
prices aren't. So like we can buy this house if we want for, you know, what it would cost us for like 1 year's rent on average in the UK. Property in little places like this isn't expensive. Finding work's tough,
Yeah.
but
it's
that
obviously
wasn't the question.
language.
But yeah, it's,
Finding work stuff because it's so remote.
yeah,
Yes.
you can't really be beggars can't be choosers, but yeah, it is expensive. Food's probably double the price.
Yeah, food's very expensive. We spend a lot of money on food each
Yeah.
month.
Food kind of like is where a lot of our money goes. Fuel is roughly the same. Alcohol is kind of expensive, apart from wine seems to be cheaper. And if you smoke, then yeah, that's crazy expensive too.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, I guess all the luxuries of life are costly here, but the wages are a lot higher.
Yeah, the wages are a lot higher. There's an incredible system for people that want to have families
Yeah.
in Sweden. There's a lot of benefits also. So
I mean, you pay a lot of tax, but you see it back in so many ways. And you know, to live somewhere as remote as this, but yet have a totally kind of supportive infrastructure with hospitals and doctors and everything, and you know, decent wages and really good facilities and kind of everything you need, but also have the wilderness around you too, is kind of a nice balance.
yeah,
So
it's always kind of what we've wanted, really.
yeah.
What's the favourite time of year for you?
Okay.
I mean, what's your favourite time of year? I know
That's a
you're going to
tough
say
one.
like winter, aren't you? I can see it in your eyes. Those blue eyes.
Yeah, I have to be honest. I'm really enjoying winter. I really enjoy going snowboarding and all
Yeah.
the winter sports that are involved. It's kind of fun, you know. I have a friend that has huskies, so I get to go husky sledding.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, we have quite a lot of fun. We go pimpling, which is ice fishing. There's a lot to do in
I must
the winter
say though,
time.
when it's below minus 17
Yeah, that's when it's a bit
degrees
tough.
C and it starts dropping into the 20s towards the 30s,
Yeah.
it gets tough, you
Yeah.
know, sitting on an ice lake pimpling and you,
Can't feel your toes.
yeah, you need some serious clothing and you need to think
Yeah.
very carefully about what you're wearing and what you're doing,
Yeah.
or else, you know, you start sweating, you just freeze to death. You know, you really need to have decent kit, don't you, which we don't have really. We shopped at second-hand stores most of the time, but I really liked
Yeah.
autumn.
All the flies are gone. The snow's not quite here yet.
It's a brilliant
Yeah,
time
that
for
is a good
camping,
year.
like in bivvies, like out in the wilderness, not with the car or in a cabin, but just cool weather, you know, northern lights, and you know, you go out and you obviously get darkness then. It's like normal, like gets dark around 9, let's say, so you can go out and camp and actually get some sleep rather than sort of be disorientated like you are now. But
Any final words?
don't move to Sweden. No.
No.
I'm joking.
Thank you, Jack, for coming and visiting us. We really pleasure to have you here. So
Yeah, it's real nice for you to be here, and cheers for like interviewing us. I mean, I don't know whether anyone will find this interesting, but ask us, you know, feel free to email if you've got any questions you're considering coming here. And yeah, it's a cool place for a vacation. You know, if you want to come and just spend some time in the wilderness, it's great. So
it's the place for outdoor people.
yeah, it's a good place, you know. So I don't know whether we'll make it. You know, you never know. Like 5 years' time, we might come back to the UK. Never say never, never say forever.
No.
But right now, everything's going okay. Touch wood, and that's time. What were you going to say, love? So I think we'll cut it there.
Next time on Expedition Jack, I travel into the Swedish wilderness where we go a bit off-road and get eaten alive by what can only be described as Lapland's national bird.